Hey guys, welcome to another Flutter Mentor video. Today we will go over a request from last week to explain how the Stack widget actually works. And don't forget, there are subtitles available, so if you need them, turn them on. Now let's get to it. Like you probably know by now, this is a simple UI. Maybe it seems confusing, but it's really just a container. This is the height and width. This container right here is just the background, the gray background, and then a center widget, a container that's orange, which is this whole thing. And then there's a column with 3 children in order. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Green accent is 3, pink is 2, and light blue accent is 1. Now, let's get to it. This is a column, which is not what we want here. We want a stack. A column stacks the widgets on top of each other, vertically. But we want the stack to overlap the widgets, so that the widgets overlap. Like so. And maybe this seems a little bit confusing, but the Stack widget, as you can see, positions the first widget on the bottom and then the following widgets on top of each other. Here, number 1, which is the blue one, if you remember, is the bottom one, number 2 is the next one, and finally number 3 is on top of them. That's the usual order. Now, as it's visible here with Stack, without any indication, all stacks will, by default, be positioned at the top start, also known as the top left corner, depending on text direction. But this isn't what we want. We want to be able to see the numbers, so let's move it to the bottom right corner. And to do that, we just need to come over here to the stack, right here, and use the alignment property. From here, we use alignment directional dot, and it's the first suggestion, bottom end. There we go. Now it looks much better. And I'm pretty sure it's even more obvious to you now how it works. 1 at the bottom, then number 2, and then number 3. Much like here, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Now let's say you want to give a specific child a different positioning from the rest of the other elements. Let's use container number 3 to do that. So the only thing you need to do is wrap said child in a positioned widget. And within the positioned widget, you have quite a few options. And here are all of them. These 4 are pretty self-explanatory once you see the next example I'm going to show you. And this here actually overrides whatever the size of the child is. But let me show you how this works. Let me delete this one and this one as well as this one. Now, how does this work? First, you need to understand that the area we're talking about is this one. And that is because the stack's size is inherited from its parent. The parent is the orange container. If you come here to the top, you can see this. This orange container is the parent of the stack, and this right here is the size of the stack, which means that we're only concerned with this area right here. This part is just the background container. So we need to come here and input a double. In this case, I'm going to put 0 here and 0 here as well. And number 3 will come over here because we're telling Flutter that we want this container to have 0 distance from the left and from the bottom. For example, if I came here to the bottom and said 250, number 3 will show up around here. There it is. Because now it's 250 dpi's above the bottom. And now let's say that the left also gets 250. Did you notice what just happened? Container 3, in fact, I'm going to make it a little bit more obvious and just do this. As you can tell, container 3 is disappearing as it goes out of the stack's bounds. This is normal when you use positioned. It's expected that a child can go out of bounds because you're in complete control of the position of the child. But let's say that you want to be able to see the child outside of the stack. That's actually quite simple to achieve. You just have to come here and change the overflow. Now the default overflow is overflow.clip, okay, because that's what's happening right here. It's being clipped right as it goes beyond the bounds of the stack. But what we want is to see it, so we change it to visible. And if I say this now, you can see it go outside of the bounds. Now this isn't the whole container because I put it a little bit too far to the right, but I think you got it. Now let me go ahead and show you how you can override the size of the child that is being positioned. Let's do it with the width property. As you can see, this container has a width of 140, so let's give it a width of 300. And I'm not going to save yet because we won't be able to see it, so let me give this 50. And if I save this, as you can see, container number 3 has massively increased in width, and we can even make it go all the way. Let's say left, and then let's add another 50 here, and it's a perfectly fitting container. And now I'm going to increase it even further, make it 450. And let's make this negative so that it can go over bounds on both sides. Let's say minus 50, that should be enough. There you go. Now I did this to show you that Stack is sized by default to fit all of its unpositioned children. And what do I mean by this? I mean that all children of Stack have their own width and height, but their maximum limit is the Stack's maximum width and height, which the Stack inherits from its parent. Basically, any unpositioned Stack children cannot have a bigger size than the Stack size. And I can show you this very easily because this is the size of the Stack. Remember that this container with the color deep orange is the parent of the Stack, so the maximum width is 350. And as you could see with the positioned child, we went over bounds. We made it bigger than that. That's because it's positioned. If you go over here to an unpositioned child and make it, in fact, it's actually already bigger than the Stack. So this should actually have been 350. But nothing changes. If we make it 1,350, it still remains the same. So keep that in mind when handling with positioned and unpositioned children. Let me go ahead and take out the width here and make this 0 and 0. Now something else that can matter to you is that sometimes you might need a child of the Stack to fill the whole Stack. And fortunately, there is a property for that as well. It's the fit property. Now keep in mind that stack fit dot loose is the default property, okay? So if I say this, nothing will change. But if I change it to expand, watch what happens. Boom. Now you may think only the second container changed, but if I come here and I change it to a position child, and let's just, I don't know, let's put it on the right, and if we save this, you can see the blue also expanded. And attention, if this was just a position widget and you didn't define anything for it, it still expands, because technically this is not a position child because the widget is not actually doing anything. It's pointless. So Flutter very intelligently ignores it. Now, lastly, let me just remove this here. What happens if the Stack has no parents? Then the Stack turns to its children and sees what the biggest one is, and let's give this one 550 width. And then on the height, let's make this one here the tallest one. Give it a 300. Now if we save this, obviously the orange disappears, and now this from here to here is the Stack's size. In fact, if I come over here, you'll understand better. As you can see, this blue line, this is the whole Stack size. And something also very interesting is that if I come over here again and I do 250, do you think that the Stack size increased or not? Pause the video and think about it. Okay, it didn't. Because as you can see, the blue line is still here. Now what happened was we positioned one of the children 250 DPIs above the bottom here, but the Stack size is still the same. The only thing that's happening is that the positioned child is out of bounds. In fact, if you remember how to clip it, if you come here and change this to clip and save, boom, it's now being clipped. And here you can really tell exactly what the Stack size is. I truly hope this video has helped you better understand how Stack works in general. And if you did learn something, I would be so grateful if you could like this video and subscribe. That would really support this channel and give me motivation to keep on creating these videos for you guys. So without anything further to add, this is Flutter Mentor, and out.